Hello everyone, it's me, Chaff Commander Coffee, back with another episode of Shogun 2 Total War Master of Strategy. Last time, we captured 3 provinces off the Nambu in a sort of blitz conquest of their lands and peaced out, because peacing out is important. Now we just need to sort out our realm in the north. One final war with the Nambu, a war with the Shiba, and then beating the Tozawa, and then we will have more or less the entire northern or northeastern, the northeastern corner of Japan under our control. However, it's going to require a lot of restructuring to make it worthwhile. Our army needs a little bit of replenishment, but not too much. So we're just going to hunker down for a bit. This army is going to move to Sanahe Castle and get ready to take over Kunahe Castle. And I don't think, they haven't got any more dojos, so their ability to recruit samurai is just non-existent. This army will take Noheiji Castle when we get round to it. I wouldn't mind actually just next turn just declaring war on them and losing the Diplo relations, because I'm not too bothered by that. But we'll end the turn, see how it goes. Now, as we push further south, I will be building more Ashigaru encampments so we can get access to veteran Ashigaru. The numbers will be handy to fight the Honganji, as well as getting more generals with more armies, because we ideally want every one of our generals to have an army as we go further south. Now in the north I want to have multiple buildings that allow me to get ninjas. We want a fair few ninjas to keep agents off of our army's backs as we start to conquer more of Japan. But that can all come a bit later. So the Tozawa are just building more and more troops, which is kind of scary. War declared. Hojo and Honganji. Okay, so the Honganji are literally just going ham. They are going ham. Right, so this army just needs to replenish up there for a bit. This army needs to just replenish in the north. Any remaining troops that we have, I did move the Ashigaru down to Minato Castle, and the rest will all be around here. So we just get some more Onabusha, or Onabushi, rather. Right, so these castles do need a lot of rebuilding to make them profitable again. I don't mind having the entertainment house and the traders here, that's absolutely fine. But it does need to be built up into probably a farming town, I should have thought. This will probably be an urban town because of the pearl divers there. Over here though, apparently I can just build one of the major encampments straight off the bat, which is kind of nice. Let's build that Yuya up and let's build that camp up. That's an important province we need to have more garrison for. This is going to be a farming town, and this is going to be a urban town. So this town is going to need a barter exchange, and I wouldn't mind getting an elder's house. We do want ninjas, which means we're going to need an entertainment house. So we're going to build that there as well, and that should also keep its popularity high there, whilst we reduce our resistance to invaders. Okie dokie. Tech-wise, can carry on doing what we were. Might drop the taxes again, but I do need the coin coming in to be able to pay for all this improvement. I probably want to change that Buddhist temple there into something a bit more profitable, but I can't do that until I upgrade this into a farmer's town. That's probably that's an urban town right now, and this is a farmer's town. Okie dokie. Ideally, this would be an urban town, but if you have too many urban towns close together, the unrest will just keep spiraling up and up and up. Unfortunately, you don't have enough coin to train more troops, so we're just going to think about declaring war on the Nambu. Now, their army's not actually going to be very scary at all, but we will get our replenishment sorted, and I don't want to lose even more diplomatic relations. I think that's the main thing. We don't want to lose more relations, because it will make pushing south so much harder, because every time we border a new clan, they'll just immediately declare war on us. At least now we can sort of keep them in check with the Date being there, and the Daihuji. And now more and more clans have declared war on the Honganji. I can imagine that's going to just... Central Japan is just going to be a war zone between the major clans, whilst we solidify our position. So this episode will mostly be a lot of building up, I should think. We might end up going to war with the Tozawa, but not anytime soon. Ah, Shiba have declared war on us. We will not call our allies into that war, we'll just accept that. I thought they'd come down to Hanamaki Castle, but apparently they don't want to just yet. So this army could actually move down basically in range of Kusuji Castle. So let's just do that. Oh look, it's the army of militia that they have. Let's just attack them. I should have more than enough troops to be able to fight them. Yeah, go on then. The Shiba have made a grave mistake here. Our army's not completely ready, but they are all militia, so they should be easy to rout, especially with the warrior monks. Seize the advantage and just march on them as quickly as possible. My general should be able to attack the castle after this with the support of the army. They should be within range. Which will bring us one step closer to unifying the north. Fog? No. I want my Yamabushi archers to be able to whittle down their forces at the beginning of the battle. So let's get our Yamabushi. Now I don't know where their army's going to want to go. I'm going to move the archers over here, and they're going to quickly just duck into that forest. The rest of my men, they're going to just... We don't have too many archers. We've got plenty of cavalry, though, so... let's just have the rest of the men get ready to move up as, like, a big horde. Immediately just begin firing on these Naginata militia. Pop them in that forest there. Now, I don't know where their reinforcements are coming from, so if we can engage these militia quickly enough. Have these guys off fire at will. Oh, they've attracted their attention, so we have to pull them back. There's some Tetsubo Yamabushi we can bring over here pretty quickly to deal with those peasants. Let's put them on sprint. Get them marching over there nice and fast. Now these guys pull back. Another unit of Tetsubo Yamabushi, move over that side. And we've got some Yumi Samurai. We've got 88 Nodachi Samurai, they can finish off the last group. Finish off them. Try and get round the flank of them. I think their army's coming in from the right here. Yeah, it is. Let's get them engaged with the Tetsubos. They won't last very long fighting those men. Let's pull the General's Bodyguard in here as well, just to make this fight a bit quicker. We're not bothered about how many men survive this fight, really. going to be a total massacre either way. Right, let's try and catch them in the field. Looks like they're trying to occupy this hill, so... Try and pick off as many of those militia as we can before their army gets set up. So that whittled their numbers down slightly. We didn't use many arrows doing it, so let's get those men cleaned up. Right, and these cavalry can now just come back, since we don't want them to get exhausted chasing a few peasants. Right, that should do it. Pull them back. Now, I'm not quite sure how I want to use my cavalry just yet, so let's just pull them back behind our lines. We're going to be relying on outranging them with our... Going to try and take out their Yumi militia using our Yamabushi, because they can have Kisho stealth and can fire whilst hidden. So let's we'll pull them up out into the open first. Try and deal with them with our Kisho stealth. Could get them up onto this hill actually, that might be a good idea. Fire at some of their far flank archers. I will need some men to support them in case they get attacked by cavalry, so we're going to move these Ashgari up here as well. And I will want a unit of light cavalry nearby in case their general decides to engage. Take these guys out of the formation. The rest of the army is going to just set up around here. So these are our warrior monks. Let's get the Ashigara and the Naginata samurai up on the front. Have these guys just in front of the warrior monks. The warrior monks are slightly, they obviously have lower armor, so we don't want them on the front line if we can help it. Have these light cavalry up on this flank. Have one of the generals closer to the archers here for inspirational purposes. Just have the main general back a bit and the second general up on the right flank. So this should be a fairly simple fight against the Shiba. Obviously they're taking the defensive ground because they don't want to engage our superior forces with their militia. Try and use that meager hill to their advantage. They do have some Yumi militia over on this side. And they've actually packed two of their regiments very close together, so we'll get some good kills if we focused on them. That's what we're going to do. Have them sneak up and begin firing on these Yumi militia. It shouldn't take them long to cull their numbers a little bit, and also hit the Naginata militia whilst they're at it. So their density of kills should be quite high. So just let that speed up. Right, their Kisho has ran out. I have to pull them back a bit. We might actually be able to convince them to... They have actually broken their line to do that, so... some of their men have begun to run back towards their lines. See if we can get the cavalry around the flank here. Get an engagement on these Yumi militia. Let's pull these archers back. See if we can break these archers quickly. And we can back off and let our... Yeah, the archers have shattered. We shatter these militia equally fast. Now they're only Naginata militia, so they're not quite as good against cavalry as they normally would be. Let's pull them back. So already we've managed to swing the balance of power in our favour. Just kind of coax them out of their defences. Okay. Start to march our archers up. Get our shock units together. We can start getting ready to assault them from the front now. And these cavalry, I could get them onto the hill there. It's not going to be very difficult for them to do. Let's take them out of a group. I don't need them in a group anymore. Got our battle line here. So we're going to march our archers up a little bit. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to spread these guys out as much as they can be spread out in front. Have these guys up behind them. I mean, all my archers get a clean shot, except the far flanking unit here. To move them up a little bit more. And those Yumi militia will not last very long under that hail of arrows. Start firing at them. They will not be able to outrange us here. Lose a few Yumi Ashgari, which is no issue. Once their archer line has been obliterated, we will march the rest of the army forward, start to shoot down their infantry. Shout at them, get everyone to fire on this militia there, and in 2 volleys they'll be off the battlefield. There we go, and they're shattered. Pull back. We can now put our men in a tight formation to conserve battlefield space. They do have 1 unit of Yumi militia left. I think we're safe to engage them now, so start moving our battle line up. Might encourage them to get our light cavalry up on that hill. These light cavalry, I want them just over here. See if that encourages their archers to move forward. Otherwise, our archers are safe to start taking pot shots at their main line. Okay, they've brought their archers forward. Give them a charge for cavalry. sprint them. So out of nowhere, they get one volley off. And the cavalry hit them hard.
Treacherously meant to ambush us.
Should be able to rout them very quickly. Okay. Now their infantry are getting involved. Just pull our cavalry out. Make a couple of move orders so they don't get dragged back into the fight there. And they're still marching on us, so we're going to get our Naginata Ashgaru come out here and beat them. Having sprint on all my units is incredibly helpful for this sort of thing. Just pull their archers out of position and then just attack them. So these human militia will not last very long against my Naginata Ashgaru.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, my lord.
And our archers are just... they're taking pot shots at some of my Ashgaru. These Yumi Yamabushi have used up their arrows. So I'm going to move the cavalry back. So these archers no longer have a target. We get our Yari Ashgaru to move out and start engaging them. Light cavalry just chase them down. Have our battle line move forward. Have our shock troops move up in front of them.
Our hidden units have been discovered, my lord.
Sprint these Ashgaru into their Yumi militia. And off, the casualties are just... Spear units on the charge have a surprisingly high charge bonus. So, I don't know, I just... In Shogun Total War, I just prefer training spear units over most others. Makes your army less vulnerable to cavalry, they have good charge bonuses, they've got good melee defense, so they make good battle line, they can counter-charge, just anti-cavalry, it's just, everything's good, basically. Let's just wipe out these last few Yumi militia, and their army will have no choice but to engage us. And I can tell you right now, they won't win that engagement. They will definitely not win that engagement. Alright, so it looks like they're bringing up some Naginata militia to fight there. We have a group of our Nodachi samurai going to engage. And their entire army's coming down to fight. So we're going to need some more men over on this flank.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, my lord.
War cry to just break their morale on that flank a bit quicker. Some of our samurai have used up all their ammo. Move our generals up. Alright, pull these light cavalry back. Pull our general up a bit. Get our light cavalry ready to go around the flanks. Pick off any units that decide to flee the field of battle. Now these are Ashgaru archers. Our samurai archers can engage, so can our Yamabushi archers. They can just get stuck in. And let's boost up those Tetsubo Yamabushi, so they can just get some major kills in. Let's charge down these Yari militia. Shouldn't take much to break them. They're only steady. That might rupture their formation a little bit. I think their generals started to flee, so that should be a mass rout at that point. Yeah, there's a mass rout there. Their army begins to flee the field. Let's continue, chase down those worthless peasants. See, simple battle, and now the Sheba's lands are under our control as well. An excellent result. Let's get those Yumi Ashigari to stop firing. Now the General Hashad, we'll see if we can catch him. Actually, is their General still alive? He is. I'm going to leave him alive so they don't get another one. There you go, that's what we're going to do. Because if it's their Daimyo, then we'd actually like him to get away. Because that means one less General's bodyguard unit protecting their town might make the difference in a casualty count. Get those light cavalry all up in a group. You can turn around and start fighting the militia. So because our opponents don't have a dojo, they are just completely out of samurai units and retainers. One thing I should say, if you start playing Master Strategy, if your opponent hasn't built a dojo and you have one, if you can kill off their retainers, their army will be made of nothing but militia. And I can tell you right now, as you've probably already seen in the campaign, the retainers go about 10 for 1 with militia. So yeah, you can kill 800 odd militia units with retainers. If the retainers get like surrounded too much, they will start taking pretty heavy casualties. But if you can retrain your retainers and they can't, you're guaranteed to win eventually. Let's just speed that up a bit. I think we've killed about as many as it matters. We're going to end the battle there. Heroic victory. I don't know why it would be anything but a clear victory, but go ahead. There we go. 10 to 1. 10 to 1 casualties. That is incredible. Right, so the army should be in range to aid if my general begins to siege. They are. Also that battle. Did lose 200 odd men. Didn't lose any regiments though. That's the main thing. We'll peacefully occupy the settlement. Mitsunobu leveled up. So this is a farmer village with a Yuya and traders, which I'm absolutely fine with, and they also built rice paddies in their provincial slot, which is fine by me. Let's give you strategist. So some of our generals are getting good level ups here, so that's nice. And the rest of the castles should be under control as per their public order. What have we got here? Fields or stonemason? They're going to need a lot of public order buildings. So we're actually going to start by building a Yuya. I do want a temple because it will allow us to train Sohei. So I think I will build a temple here. Because it does produce happiness. It doesn't sort the unrest out, it's the only problem, but that's what the Yuya is quite good for. Could also build an entertainment house. I will need to build up the one in Hachinohe first. But that is just happiness again. So yeah, we're going to build the shrine here in Sonohe Castle. And we have the Nanbu completely surrounded. Our army is not too far to reinforce Hanamaki Castle if necessary. The rest of our troops are just hanging around, ready for the next war. So, all good. All in all, very good. And 3 turns from getting Yari tactics, which will finally give us access to the Pike Wall ability, which you don't have on your Ashigaru until you research that. And it is quite far down the military tech tree. I think if you start the game and you immediately rush for it, it takes a good 20 plus turns to get it. Which is, yeah, in 20 turns, somebody's going to declare war on you. So you have to learn how to fight the battles without using Yari Wall. Which you can't, which is a lot different to standard Shogun, because your units, you can't just go, oh, I'll just train 4 units of Yari Ashigaru every turn. Can't do that. A, haven't got as many recruitment slots. B, you'll run out of maximum number of fielded Ashigaru. So you got to make use of other types of units, which makes the samurai a lot better. Does indeed make samurai pretty good. So we encountered the Seino clan, and the Kimotsuki have been destroyed as well. Can we get any more trade routes? We can't, which is odd because we have a land connection with Kasai, but I guess their capital is split off or something. Not really sure, to be honest, but we can't get a trade route with them apparently. Right, let's not worry about recruiting any of them just yet. In fact, if I did recruit any Ashgar, I'd probably train them in Hanamaki over here. Except the archers, maybe, but aside from that, I'd probably train them over there. Let's get that Yuya built up. Let's get that entertainment house and get the shrine as well. Start building our lands up a bit more. We've got a lot of construction that needs to be done. This temple I will want to change. Probably into another... Yeah, probably into another market. Need lots of coin being produced in the north here. So let's get that temple knocked down so we can build another marketplace. Okay, so we're on low taxes, which is fine. We've got plenty more things we can research. Got some more. We will need to train some more units because we have more available. But for now, let's end the turn. So Tozawa is now able to declare war on us. And that's something we do have to keep in mind. Ideally, I'd get rid of the Nambu first. Ideally. Which means I want to move my army back up to Sonohe Castle. I think we can probably keep the Tozawa off our backs until we've dealt with the Nambu. In which case we can have at least three full stack armies, possibly even 4 at that point. And it will just be an absolute massacre. They won't stand a chance. So, and at that point we can have both our front lines covered by 2 full armies, which means every battle is going to be pretty much in our favour. We can start sweeping our way south. We've still got plenty of building up we need to do first. Got to get that all sorted. Ooh, martial wisdom or civil insight? I'm actually going to take civil insight, and I'm going to try and research one of the late game techs in maybe 4 turns. I can get state agents in 4 turns, which boosts just about everything, which is pretty good. I could also grab tea ceremony in 1 turn, and then I could grab some of these techs pretty quickly. I could grab terrace farming, which would get me the highest level town for farmers. I think we're going to grab terrace farming. Agriculture is a pretty important thing for the Mogami because of their canals that they get later in the game, which we're not too far off getting, to be honest. Right, let's move this army back up to Sonohe Castle, which will help their replenishment a little bit because of the Yuya. Not a huge deal, but it will help. And Ishikawa Castle, it can't build a barter exchange just yet. I could build a craftsman's house. I wouldn't mind because I'd need one for washi paper later on. So we'll build a craftsman's house in the meantime because it will still provide some income and some trade goods. Can we get any more trade ships? We can't. Actually, our trade ships have been hanging around doing bugger all because they got kicked off their trade zones. We can get this iron import over here. We can. Okay, and let's see. I did have another trade ship. I don't know where it's gone. Oh, here it is. It can't actually get to any reasonable trade. Let's go trade with that cotton over there, just because it's going to be worth something. I eventually start moving my trade ships up to the iron deposit on the Ainu Islands, because that is a very high yield resource. And if I check trade, iron's worth a fair amount. Incense is worth a hell of a lot more, but yeah, iron is still worth a decent value. Our long-term trade is making us some more coin as well. So yeah, our economy is certainly starting to take a turn for the better. But it could be even better than that. Ideally, I want to get some of these economy tax sorted. Because they give economic growth. Yeah, that would be really helpful if I could get the Commerce Guild. But we'll get the terrace farming first, and we'll worry about getting Commerce Guilds a little bit later. Right, so let's end the turn there. I think we'll just finish up building our lands. building the buildings they need. Then we'll probably call that the end of the episode. We might end up declaring war on the Nanbu, but I don't want to do it before the relations penalty is gone. As far as time-wise goes, I think we're more or less on track, but we're going to have to start speeding up a little bit more. And by speeding up, I mean no more peace deals for money. We're just going to have to start conquering for pure land and just marching further and further south. Because it's 1567. The game ends in 1615, and it is 12 turns a year, so we've still got plenty of turns on our side, but not really enough. Now I could actually get away with dropping the tax level. That would increase our town growth, which is certainly something I really need to keep pushing up. Ooh, Hachiman Temple. Buddhist temple's better for the actual... Yeah. Now this is likely to be a farming town or an urban one with the stonemasons, so I think we're going to go with the Inari Temple, because that does give province income bonus and wealth generated by farms. I think the Inari Temple's probably best there. I don't know if it actually already had an Inari Temple. No, I think it was here that had an Inari Temple and I knocked it down. Can't really remember, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter right now. Let's get that crafts workshop built up, since that is something that does need to be done. And let's recruit some more. Could recruit some more samurai. Not sure we need to just this moment. Wouldn't mind getting some more archers. Apparently we can recruit a lot more though. So I think we'll just continue focusing on our economic growth. So we'll save that 1,000 coin, and we'll spend that on something else next turn. Now, how long have we got for the Nanbu peace deal still? 5 turns. Okay, that's fine. I think in 5 turns' time, our armies will be fully replenished, or close to, and be able to move out. Okie dokie. Yeah, so here's the difference. We've got roads down here. This is what I was talking about, the special roads for the Mogami. So you could build post roads and stations. 50% movement, 0.5% replenishment, 0.5 to town growth. Or you could build the canals post roads and stations, which gives 0.75 town growth, 0.75 replenishment, 50% movement, 5% wealth generated by the province. All province buildings except ports. Less unrest and more happiness. Like, they're just amazing. You do require stone to build them, but we have just gained access to stone by conquering Sonohe Castle. So we only really need 1 stonemason in the entire empire. Most other stonemasons I'll probably just turn into farmland for the extra food. Simply because once you have access to a resource, the resource buildings do generate more wealth, but farms give a lot of wealth anyway. And the food is helpful to stop any potential famines or the like. Could do with some more cavalry, maybe. Because a reinforcing army that had some cavalry would actually be fairly solid. Maybe I'll train some cavalry. Get some Yariki. Yariki are pretty damn good. There's some light cav. Now, we'll hold on to our cash for now. Hold on to it. Now, I did have a monk around here somewhere. Or is he still up in Namioka? No, he's not. Okay, where is he gone? Is he in... Ah, he's down here. Okie dokie. Don't think I need him to do it. Right now, he's set up to inspire armies and convert characters. I'm trying to convert their monk. 72% chance, actually. That's pretty good. Let's move him up there to convert their monk. Get rid of their monk. He'll be a nuisance. At some point, he will be a nuisance. So, oh dear, they've already captured that trade zone. We'll start moving our trade ships up to the Ainu Island trade zone. Hopefully, nobody's captured it. If they have, then kind of feel bad, but it's not that. It's not the end of the world. Looks like all the major clans in central Japan are at war with somebody of note. Except maybe Tokugawa. They don't seem to have done anything in a while. And they do start allied with the Oda. And if they've kept their alliance, that's going to be a pretty of an irritating block to have to deal with. Okay, there's winter. Start getting our trade ship move up towards Ainu. See if there's any trade lanes. Doesn't look like there's any trade lanes just yet. This ship... See, that is incense. Incense is one of the highest value trade resources right now, but I think we're going to carry on moving north and go up towards the Ainu Islands. We'll build another market. It's always good. We don't want to build up the rice paddies into something not very relevant. Let's build up the market in Hachinohe Castle. That's going to be a very high income province. Carriage conversion. They got 2 monks. Let's get that monk. Okay, we failed to convert him, but that's fine. We'll probably succeed next turn. And there's nothing else I need my armies to do whilst it's winter. By the end of winter, spring hits again, and we will be going to war with the Nanbu once more. And this time, it will be their doom. Yeah, I have actually been toying around with a legendary campaign for Master Strategy. I was actually playing as the Oda, which is, the Oda is incredibly hard in, at least I found in Master Strategy, because their position is a lot different to what people are used to. But yeah, I actually did pretty well in it, and I did something pretty unconventional. And I'm not talking like just getting on boats and going to like the Shimazu lands and conquering them. No, I did something fairly unconventional with them that did pretty good. Okay, we got someone to abandon their cause. That's a plus with our monk. Let's see if we can start trading the Ainu Islands. Yeah, I might showcase the trade point at some, or the the save game at some point. Silk, incense. Okay, there's better trade routes over here. And the Ainu Islands doesn't seem to produce that much, actually. I thought they were the big trade zones that everybody wanted to get hold of. It was one of the major ones. But they might have all been moved over to the... yeah, I think, yeah, the Korean Kingdom trades iron now. So all the trade zones over on the west side of Japan, they're where you get all the extra bonus resources from. I don't think we can build any more trade ships. Oh, we can build another trade ship, actually. So let's do that. Let's get another trade ship on the build. I'm going to get some more markets. I haven't actually trained any Ronin yet, which I would like to do. I'll probably end up training the Ronin down in Yamagata Castle. Because, yeah. Ronin are very upkeep expensive, but they're actually quite good. So if you've got the cash, Ronin are great units. If you're the Honganji, you get more Ronin in your units, which makes them actually superior to Samurai. I think they go evenly with Samurai because their stats are slightly worse, but you can get larger numbers of Ronin because you just build marketplaces everywhere, which also gives you lots of money, which you use the money to pay for the Ronin, which is not really a bad system when you think about it. Because if you play the Honganji, honestly, if I played a Honganji campaign, every single town would just be farmers' villages, shrines, markets. Like, every single town. I wouldn't build anything else. Everything else would get smashed down. Like, just get loads of farms, farmers' villages. Maybe I would have a couple of places with Ashigara encampments, but aside from that, it would just be peasants and Ronin. And you can't... I don't think the Honganji can get Metsuke anyway, so... You don't really care about building... Oh dear, my agent is perplexed, so my monk got perplexed. Let's go for agrarian focus to make some more cash. Let's take a look. There should be a trade node around here somewhere. There we go. That's silk. Silk. That is some good money from that silk. That's and there should be incense around here as well. There we go, there's incense. Let's get some incense coming in. 96 gold from the incense. Let's drop another trade ship on the silk. Some good money coming in there. Much better. Extra 300 coin. Right. Let's see. Can't build any more marketplaces. Can build up the shrine or the Yuya. I want to build up that into a brothel so I can get ninjas. I need tea. If I haven't got tea, I can't do that. And I think all the tea farms are further south, so might have to hold on to that for now. But we'll start building an Inari temple because that's helpful. We've just finished terrace farming, so we're going to finish off Yari tactics. And then I think that'll be the end of the episode because we will be fully prepared to wipe out the Nanbu. And after that, well, there's only one clan left in the north. They're going to have to go as well. Now, a couple of the clans nearby, like the Kasai clan, I'm fairly sure they're allied with the Date. So I can get into a proxy war with the Date by declaring war on one of their allies, which is not really an issue. I think it might actually screw my Daimyo's honour, but I'm not that bothered by it. I can always break the alliance for Date and then declare war on their ally, and I think that would solve the problem. I'm not, like, the diplomacy can be such a mess in Total War games sometimes. So one of the things I'm really hoping Three Kingdoms fixes is having a more robust diplomacy system, which it looks like it's going to, but obviously there'll be some ways you can abuse the crap out of it, I'm sure. Aha, so one of my monks leveled up, and we have Yari tactics. That's pretty good actually, but I think we're going to go for Flaming Arrow, because Flaming Arrows are awesome. I would love to have Flaming Arrows. Right, one of my monks leveled up. I've got to figure out what that monk is. He's in this army over here. Let's give him a buff. He did get a bonus to converting characters, so we're going to give him a +2 to convert characters. That cherry blossom is pretty handy. We don't have enough coin to level up. We could level up the Yuya here, but again I want to build the brothel because it makes lots of money and gives me ninjas. I should probably start building roads up in my commercial towns to make some more town wealth per turn. Could build the roads up in Hachinohe Castle. I think this is the main castle that uses the roads, so let's build up the roads there, because that will be an urban town, and that town growth will be handy. Now, oh, we've got our agent returned. Grab our monk. I'm going to go have a look at the Date's lands using our monk. Let's have a little look-see. Rifu Castle there. Let's start moving him up to Isawa Castle. So I'm going to just tell him to minister to the settlement there. He'll wander all the way through their lands. Just having a little scout, see how things are. This army's on standby. And the rest of our forces are ready to attack the Nanbu. Now they have been doing some building up. They've got food stores and a craftsman's workshop, food stores and an Oyuya. Okay, so nothing too serious. Right, let's go to, yep, getting that up. Taxes are on minimal and we're still making good amounts of cash. Right. Okie dokie. I think it is time. Let's take a look at a couple of diplomacy things. Nanbu are not allied with anyone. They're actually enemies with Date and Tozawa still. But we will have to end a turn before we can declare war on them. Tozawa not allied with anybody. And the Date, that's who I need to check as well. Or the Kasai, rather. So Date allied with Ashina, Mogami, Iwaki, and the Kasai. Ashina actually owns quite a lot of territory. That's going to be a difficult war. Perhaps I could bypass the Date. Because who owns these castles down here? Nakamura Castle and Odaka Castle. I think that's the Satake normally own them. Satake are down here. So there is a clan here. That actually might be the other clan Date we're allied with. That could be... No, because we know all of those clans. We know the Iwasaki clan. And they really don't like the clan that owns those two provinces. So it might be a case that we could conquer these three towns. Just have a little bit of a surround on the Date. Maybe pop over to Sado Island, conquer that. Maybe come down to the Uesugi after that. We could actually do a naval invasion of Uesugi and capture a bunch of their castles in one go. Go bam, 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 bam. Just take 4 of their castles. See if they want to peace out after that. But we'll see. We'll see. Right. I'm going to end this turn because then the peace deal will be over and we'll be ready to attack the Nanbu. If the Nanbu don't attack us, in which case I'll save the game and we'll carry on next time. Yeah, this is our final bid to solidify the north. After that, we will have to pick our targets, and it might cause some fallback, because alliances will be breaking, and because at this point, the Date have been a good ally. They did join in our wars. They haven't attacked us. They've been a solid ally, but they have no ambition. They have no ambition to conquer Japan, and that is a problem because we do. Right, foreign prosperity, goods from trade posts, town growth and ports, or I'll take trade income tariffs. I'll just take domestic. Thank you very much. General is devoted. It's good. Right. We'll worry about the rest of the turn next time. So that's going to be the end of the episode. It's been me, Chaff Commander Coffee. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.